Hello, everyone. Good morning, family. Good morning, friends. Good morning, curious ones. Welcome to the monthly Fireside Chat from Holmes. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by and taking time to watch live on Facebook or later on YouTube or wherever you may catch this recording. God bless you. And you are greatly appreciated. Every first Saturday morning of the month, I chat with you about up to date real estate information that is hopefully useful to you. I also share some personal observations and include you into my personal life. My name is Gregory Holmes, and I've been a realtor for 36 years, yes. And the next 30 minutes come to you because I care. I care about you and the information that you hear about the real estate market. And when it comes time to sell or buy, I want you to think of me. I'll be there for you just as I am here for you every Saturday, every first Saturday morning for almost 3 years. So let's begin. I have much to share with you. I want to start off with sellers in this real estate market, and there's always three questions that come up from the sellers, and the first one is always, should you wait to sell? My answer is right now it is a seller's market, and there are more homes in the market to choose from than there were last year, but inventory is still low, making it again a seller's market. Inventory is calculated and is low by calculating if sellers anywhere put their homes on the market, how many days would it take to run out of homes to sell? Right now, we would run out of houses to sell in 3.5 months if no one put their homes on the market. Remember, in the last real estate frenzy, that inventory only took 2.4 months to sell. When there are 7 months of more inventory on the market, it is defined as a buyer's market. So this is definitely a seller's market. Another question I'm asked, are there buyers still out there? Yes, there are. The buying madness is less than the demand of 2020 and 2021, of course. But buying activity, which is the showings of homes, is shifting toward pre-pandemic levels, which was a very good time for real estate. It just appears, compared to 2020 and 2021, that the buyers have all gone, but they haven't. And this question always comes up. Greg, I can't afford to buy anything if I sell. Every seller mentions this, and this is my response. If you've been a homeowner over the last 5 years, you have profited significantly with the appreciation of your home. The average equity per borrower buying a home is near $300,000 toward their next home. Yes, 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 you can afford your next home. Allow me to connect you with and share opportunities you still have in today's real estate market. I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. November 8th, we should all know what that is. That's election day for many, many areas. And it is my civic duty, especially with this platform that I have, to advise you to vote now. If you are not registered to vote in this election, please investigate voting in the next election. Your vote really does matter to make a change. Today is Saturday, and it's kind of cutting it close if you're mailing your ballot. I suggest you look on your voting envelope for the location to drop off your vote to a secure box or office. And that brings up this suggestion. To us that are able, please offer to assist people that do not drive, the elderly, and our youth, and educate all those that have forgotten how important our right to vote is. Thank you for letting me get that in there real quick. Back to real estate. The rental market and affordable housing have been big in the news, and it should be. You can see that elected officials are responding to constituents, which is us, the public's call to care and act for these people that cannot afford rent. And that is exactly why we should research and vote in every election. Particularly in my area, Palm Beach County, Florida, and I'm sure other areas, the legislation has passed to protect renters from landlords hiking rents unfairly at the end of their leases. Also, there are numerous programs available to renters and buyers that are being funded by federal programs and municipalities. If you're a voter, which you should be, you'll see that on this local ballot, at the moment is a vote for an amendment to continue to fund a $200 million bond for affordable housing for hard workers in the community being priced out. The last few months I've highlighted another break for the consumer in these challenging times, the Florida Hometown Hero Program, which offers up to $25,000 down payment assistance to any state-certified licensed full-time applicant with a minimum of a 640 credit score. With this program, you can have an income over $100,000 and still qualify for assistance. That's amazing. Who doesn't want more down payment money to lower those mortgage payments? You see, this is information you need to know, and if you reach out to me and connect, I'll share this knowledge. I can guide you toward the programs that you need for lower rent also. I would really appreciate you if you contacted me during the month, and thanks for joining me monthly. What about these spiraling home prices? This is a question, of course, for potential buyers and sellers, and of course, there are many naysayers that say what goes up must come down and it's all going to crash. They're going to wait and not act and not buy or sell. Research has taken 5 forecast predictors, all accepted forecasters like Fannie Mae, National Association of Realtors, Zelman, and 2 polls of over 100 industry experts to come up with, for 2023, next year, sale prices will flatten out. Yes, this coming year, prices will come down a bit. Experts are divided what will happen, of course, because it depends on the specific area. Some prices will depreciate and others will gain ground depending on how hot their market was over the last 2 years, and the demand, which is the showings, and then inventory in the area. And you know exactly how we measure those things right now, because I just taught you that. All forecasters show an average of prices increasing, but not next year. There will be a decline in 2023 and appreciation again from 2024 to 2026. We all know that real estate appreciates in value, and it's not going to stop, except maybe for next year as the market shifts. As you all know, the media makes money promoting fear and uncertainty. Don't allow fear or uncertainty to change your plans to sell or buy. Scared money don't make money. People do not tune in on positive, feel-good content like you find here. and the negative content draws a bigger audience. In fact, all the numbers show that the real estate market is indeed very, very healthy. And I just shake my head at all the negativity that is affecting the public. Of course, it doesn't help that interest rates are at a 20-year high, but remember that interest rates come down. And guess what? You can always refinance at a lower rate in the future. Reach out to me, someone you can trust, to give you update information to make your real estate decisions. It seems like a jillion weeks in the last month of October. It seems like forever since we've been together. So I need to share my excitement with you about my new listings, okay? 9946 Warner Lane in Wellington, which is an absolute gem of a home. And the owners of this home are the most reasonable, endearing friends of mine you could possibly interact with. The couple and their two now out of the nest daughters personally built and directed Mental Builders, who is an excellent builder, step by step to customize and ensure that this concrete block home was built with pride, along with all its upgrades and oversized premium corner lot. We've had so far a public open house and a broker's open house, and everyone that tours this home is very impressed with the cleanliness, the meticulousness, the hardwood floors throughout, the upgraded cabinets in the kitchen and the master bath, the multiple California closets, and the attention to detail throughout this 5-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 3,660 living square foot 2-story home. Now, this Olympia community is in Wellington, Florida, and it is the winter equestrian capital of the world. In fact, there is a polo championship occurring right this moment in Wellington, which is a village within Palm Beach County. There are A-rated elementary, middle, and high schools in this area, and 2 nationally ranked hospitals, and one of them is within walking distance to this safe, family-oriented community. Allow me to contact someone that may be interested in this property that you know that is priced the lowest of its comparison properties. We're only asking $749,999 for Warner Lane. Contact me directly at 561-236-4200 for a tour of this home and photos and details. You can find photos on my website, www.homesellshomes.com, as the featured property. There's also details on my news feed on this Facebook page and my Facebook business page, Living the Good Life from Holmes, on my Instagram feed, and all the other social media sites. Now, on the other end of this price spectrum, I offer to the public over the age of 55 a condo in the adult community of Century Village. Now, this is a luxurious corner unit on the 2nd floor, and it is totally renovated. It has porcelain tile floors, reasonably, responsibly open kitchen, and no popcorn ceilings. This elegant 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath, total 600 square foot condo, and we are only asking $150,000. Century Village is a resort style community that I'm very familiar with. Prices range from $80,000 to $250,000, and all units are condos of 1 or 2 bedrooms. This unit I'm offering for $150,000 is a unit that can be rented out immediately. making it a money-making investment from the moment you buy it. Everyone is looking for units like that in Century Village. I'm giving you the opportunity to be the first to invest in rental property in a very safe community. Whew, that seems like a lot of real estate information. I'm already tired of hearing my voice, and I'm almost out of your time, but I have to share my trip to Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, the home of Illinois State University. I went to see my family, my loved ones, and my fraternal brothers and sisters at Illinois State. Many of you that I saw at the Alpha Phi Alpha, Eta Tau 50 plus year Jubilee reunion are looking and listening right now to this video. And I thank you for that. And I want to tell you how fulfilling, touching, and emotional it was to see everyone and to share a lot of memories of 50 plus years. I thank all of you, all my Cleos, all my sweethearts, all my brothers, for the respect, the graciousness, and the overall love shown to me as one of the founders of Eta Tau chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Also, I'd like to thank the General President currently of the fraternity, Brother Lanzer, General President Lanzer, for sharing several special moments with me. I decided to drive my car from Florida to Illinois early on in my planning and to visit Illinois without flying. To me, for obvious reasons, like no long lines, no canceled flights, no cramped seats, no extra high cost for luggage, no ride to the airport, no delays or searches. At this point in my life, comfort is valuable, and I enjoy driving in reasonable weather, which I was blessed to have during the entire trip. Except for one exception, I found that I cannot drive as long as I used to when I was younger without nature calling. It was frustrating sometimes to not make it through a tank of gas before needing to pull over. I remember complaining about my passengers in the past that needed to stop and pee often during a trip. I'm now one of those people. I apologize to all the peers in the past. I have complained about I can't share some of the details of me trying to get out of the car in a panic and step on a shoulder that was steep, just a few feet off the road, and also trying to be creative behind the steering wheel. I'm presently researching and looking for the best and most cost-effective prostate health supplement I've been told to look for. I know I'm not alone in this, so don't be shocked that I'm revealing this. Friends have recommended some products. If you know of a good product, share it with me. I checked. My last checkup, I checked, and I'm fine. I got another checkup coming up in January. We'll be looking at the prostate, but I'm okay. As it came closer to the time to execute my plan to leave and drive, which I planned a year in advance, the more challenging the preparations began. Hurricane Ian came very close to West Palm Beach the week before I left. The service engine light in my car refused to go off, even after over $1,000 of service, new brakes, oil change, new tires, and the car would still low idle and stall and shut off. Plus, tell me about timing. This is the time that my sellers of the $750,000 home and the seller of the $150,000 condo reached out to me to handle all the details of selling their most prized possession, their home. I normally start my day by listing on paper what I'm grateful for. My sellers are certainly on this daily list. Fortunately, both my sellers needed time to prepare their homes after putting their homes on the multiple listing service and all the media outlets. What a timely blessing for me. I was able to take that week off and had no need for friends to cover for my business, which they were prepared to do. On my way up to my college town, I stopped in Effingham, Illinois, which is a rural hometown of my good friend and past college roommate, John, and Shelley and his family. When we were in college, and I had almost forgotten, John brought me to this exact home to meet his mother and father, who have both since passed away. John's family has grown despite the loss. Tim, his brother, and his family, along with Joel, and all the sons and daughters and grandchildren came to dinner, dessert, and of course, the outside real fire pit gathering. Everyone in the family showed up to the patriarch's home to hear from the character, me, that John had been talking about for over 40 years. We sat outside and partied. We shared stories around the fire, with everyone on the seat of their chairs laughing hysterically. I mentioned to John that when I started this video, the Fireside Chat, that those fireside moments are so special and informal and fulfilling, and that is what I had in mind. This forum is not around a fire, but you can catch where I'm trying to go with the fireside thing. Thank you, John, for the bed, the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner, and the warm hospitality of your family. My good friend Steve, he was the next stop before arriving on campus. Steve's always been there for me. In fact, Steve and Debbie was the reason I ended up here in West Palm Beach, Florida. That's a story for another day. Steve and his wife Debbie still visit me annually here in Florida. I spent a day and a night with Steve and Debbie, but Debbie didn't feel well, so Steve and I went out on Tuesday for happy hour in Bloomington. He apologized for the lack of activity in the swinging town of Bloomington, Illinois, but I loved it. I loved the low prices and reminiscing at the old stomping grounds. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Debbie, for your usual hospitality, warmth, and generosity. It was then time to search out my very busy son and check into the hotel. The car, let me fill you in. The car, by the way, drove very well unless I filled it up with gasoline, which was like 4 times. It would idle low and make a grinding sound before shutting off. And it wasn't supposed to be shutting off. I would always stressfully restart the engine and it would eventually drive perfectly like a top. That blessing was definitely on my daily list of gratitude. My son Layram is a born salesperson that is totally devoted to his career as a jewelry expert. His store, Bremer Jewelry, was having a ladies' night sale on our planned night to see each other, and he needed to attend. He also failed to inform me that he had a choir concert on Sunday and needed to rehearse, and visiting him at work was all I was going to get. Of course, I told him that I understood, and I really did understand. Family cannot always take off work or drop their life when another family member decides to visit. I kind of stalked my son that day without him knowing it, except for now he'll know it. I drove by his home, I drove by his job, and eventually I stopped in to meet his co-workers, his friends, and constituents at a high-end jewelry store in Bloomington called Bremer. Everyone was excited to meet Layroom's dad, and they invited me to come back for their fabulous ladies' night sale with hors d'oeuvres and beverages and a big crowd that had not gathered since COVID. It made me very proud to see my son's interaction with his customers and staff. He's very knowledgeable, customer-oriented, and personable to everyone he meets. He seems to be leaving a legacy and a positive mark behind him. After sitting with his staff after they closed, he walked me to my car and told me how much he appreciated me taking the time to come to his store and visit while he worked. I hugged him. I told him how much I loved him, and that I was the one that appreciated him for wanting everyone to know who his dad was. He told me he loved me as he closed my car door. He asked that I call him when I arrived back to my hotel. I'm going to leave it there until our next chat on December 3rd. Thanks for stopping by to see me and hear what's going on with the real estate market and me in less than a half an hour. Visit my website for tons of info. www.homesellshomes.com. Call me directly at 561-236-4200. To see 9946 Warner Lane, text or call me. To find out more about the $150 condo at 132 Kent H, be sure to reach out to me. This recording and previous Fireside Chats can be seen on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@GregoryHolmesPA. The next Fireside Chat is December 3rd, 2022 at 10 a.m. Until the next time, everyone, I love you and God bless you.